What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James and welcome back today to Roblox. How are you doing, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back. Today we are jumping into the Bee Swarm Simulator test realm to check out some of the new stuff that just got added over the last day. So yeah, it's actually kind of cool. We're sort of seeing a culmination of everything that we've talked about, all the little leaks and the teasers. We are now seeing those being fully implemented into the game. I've got some really cool things to show you guys, a bunch of messages, of course, to talk about some new features, how Beesmas Part 1 is going to work, and as always, it should be a good old time. And guess what? You're all invited. 3, 2, 1, claim the test realm, Hive! Yeah, welcome back, everybody. How are you? Are you good? Hope you've had an amazing day. Yeah, awesome. I'm a little bit later today on the old upload. It was my dad's birthday yesterday, so kind of running a little bit behind on today's content and stuff. But once again, thank you so much for joining me and for coming to hang out. And yeah, I actually checked the likes from the previous episode. I think we set 3,500 and... Let me check, lads, let me check. 2 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Hey! So we managed to get 3,800. So we just managed to beat the like goal. Thank you so much once again. As I kind of mentioned in the previous episodes, there's going to be so much Beesmas content over the next couple of months. It's going to be a really good time. And I hope you guys are here to enjoy it with me. So yeah, can we try and go once again for 3,500? That would be amazing. Yeah, should we get stuck in? I feel like we should get stuck in. Let's get stuck in. So, yeah, as I kind of mentioned, we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about here in this episode, but I think we should start in the most logical place, which is that the planters that we've been talking about over the past week or so, we've seen roughly how they work, we've seen all the different types, but we mentioned last episode that Honeyday actually hired some other person, like another developer, to come and make the actual models for the in-game items. Well, the good news is that those models are now into the game, and we're going to take a look at what they look like. So, I mean, here's one. So this is the candy planter that we just randomly planted. Now, I've got to say, based off the modeling and all of the different planters, some of these look really, really cool. And I've got some additional information about them in-game and stuff. But yeah, let's just start off here with the candy planter, seeing as we've already got it. It's really nice. It's kind of colorful. It's got lots of colors and stuff. If we harvest this bad boy, boom. Ooh, we got a bunch of stuff. Now, of course, as we've mentioned previously, these planters are good for many, many different reasons. I've actually got this little thing here that on it has said. Let me just pop this up for you guys. And yeah, this is what on it said recently. So he said, just to kind of recap, basically, the planters are there for two main reasons. To keep up engagement and player count, and address the issue of players not having enough control of obtaining crafting materials. You are rewarded for in-game time with stuff, but I've also tried to create nuance and a mini-game into them through a mixture of hunting down loot combos from fields and planters, managing stuff like the degradation, and eventually some other systems tied to the planters. For now, just the puff shrooms. Then they've also got a third purpose of helping earlier game players grind through the quests because they collect pollen and grant nectar buffs. So we talked about all of this sort of already, I suppose, but they do seem like a really, really cool system. What did I get from my candy thing? I got 4 jelly beans, 13 sunflower seeds, 1 oil, 2 tickets, and 6 gumdrops. So that's just a very basic example of what we got from our candy planter. Obviously, it's going to be based around gumdrops and, that kind of thing. We also got jelly beans, which is kind of cool. Oh, we've got a few random things here. What was that? We got 10 festive planters, 1,000 paper planters, and I think we got some festive beans in there as well. Amazing. All right, so I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's actually just look at these straight from the beginning and see what they actually look like. Everything now has its new model. So this here is the paper planter. So 3, 2, 1, boom. It's kind of like a paper bag, but it also looks a little bit like Y-fronts. You guys know the Y-front underwear? 2 legs. It's a paper bag. It's definitely a paper bag. And on it here says about the paper bag is that the paper bag will be the only one unlocked before Dapper's shop. and you can just buy them for honey. So this is going to be your very basic, your cheapest planter. We can grab that, boom, we can get a little bit of a boost. We actually got some field dice from that. We got some tickets, some sunflower seeds, but that's going to be like the sort of one that you can get straight away before you actually go into the Dapper Bear shop. Now, of course, as we've mentioned previously, Dapper Bear is going to be the questline NPC for not only the planters, but also for Beequips and stuff like that. So he's going to be really important for like all of this new game content. But yeah, that's going to be the very, very basic one. Should we go with, what should we go next with? Plastic planter, I suppose? Okay, that one looks pretty similar to what I remember it looking like, but I do think it looks a little bit more like a plant pot right now. So this is just a very basic one as well. We're going to go through these pretty quickly because I think we've talked about them already a decent amount. We've seen the candy planter already. This one's really, really cool. You can see there that my field is now degraded from harvesting. Therefore, my cabbage is brown, which is really cool. But this one is a nice one as well. Super pink, super colorful. And we have our red and our blue clay pots. So this one is the blue one that we put down here a little while ago. Let's just harvest it. Yo! Okay. Already we've got some of the brand new crafting ingredients. This is something that I wanted to talk about as well. So you can see there that we pulled some honeysuckle. Now, we mentioned honeysuckle previously. It's a brand new crafting ingredient. You can use it for a bunch of things. On it did here say... Where did he say? I swear he said it. Ah, yeah, there we go. Honeysuckles grow on all flower-themed fields, so rose, sunflower, and blue flower, etc. He also says that, I think he said that they would also spawn on other fields, but like way, way less. So essentially, when we're going to be harvesting honeysuckle to do various crafting recipes and stuff, you're going to be able to obtain them the most from all the flower fields. And not just like, you know, the pumpkin, for example. You're going to be able to go to the blue flower, the rose, all that kind of stuff. And that's where you're going to get the majority of your honeysuckles. And how many did we get? These are the first ones that I think we've had. Where are they? Honeysuckle, 16. There we go. Now, if you guys remember about the honeysuckle as well, this is a multi-use item. So it also essentially converts as like a baby microconverter. You can see here that currently is toggled to on. Oh, and we can toggle it on and off just by clicking on the decal. And this automatically makes bees instantly convert some pollen into honey when your bag becomes full. So if you're just playing in the field and you're grinding away and you toggle it onto on, those will be using themselves in the background. So always make sure that if you don't want to use them, you actually just click on the honeysuckle to toggle it off. Otherwise, they will start being used in your inventory. And because we can, let's go and slick the red clay planter here into the rose field. Once again, the actual rates for how quickly these fill up are boosted currently in the test realm. But I guess, you know what, let's actually fill it up. Let's see what we get. I'd imagine a lot of honeysuckle. Okay, so whilst we're actually waiting for this to fill up, just a little bit more information about the planters themselves. I think this is related to the planters. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain. Because on it here is said that in terms of the planters, some of them will be sold in the Dapper's shop, but locked behind his quests. You have to complete X number of quests to unlock certain things in his shop. So Dapper Bear, of course, as we've mentioned just previously as well, this is a really important NPC for all of these new things. He's going to teach you all about planters. There's going to be, you know, things you can buy in there. Of course, we have the Beequips, which are now involved with him. But it also says, otherwise, there will be other ones in the Red HQ, the Blue HQ, and the Elite Rooms. So I think this means planters, and I guess it would make logical sense that the Red Clay Planter, which is this one here, would be somewhere in the Red HQ, the same one for the Blue in the Blue HQ, and then potentially we might have one of the other two in the Elite versions. So just kind of taking a wild guess here, I'm guessing that the heat-treated planter is going to be in the Elite Red HQ zone, and the hydroponic planter, which I think is one of my favorites, that's probably going to be in the Blue Elite HQ zone. So you will be able to obtain these planters from different locations, but mostly in the HQs, and then of course in Dapper Bear's shop. Although this petal planter here, I do also think you're going to be getting this in the spirit shop. I guess, would you call it the petal shop? I guess you would. That's going to be up there in the 35B zone. So different locations, different planters, they all do different things, they all give you different things, but ultimately they're all going to give you lots and lots of cool stuff. So let's harvest the red clay planter. Let's see what we get. Let's have a little look here. What are we going to get from this guy? Okay, let me go and take a little look. We got some pollen, some red pollen. We got motivating nectar, we got some strawberries, we got a honeysuckle, but we only got one. Wow. We got some red extract, we got 5 soft waxes, and we got some gumdrops and some strawberries, and some sunflower seeds. So quite a lot of stuff. Okay, so yeah, we've got a few more ones here to look at. This one's kind of crazy. This one's called the tacky planter. And I'm guessing it's called tacky because of the design. I'm guessing he means tacky as in terms of like kind of slightly garish looking and sort of slightly naff. It's very colorful. It's very pretty, actually. But this is what the tacky planter looks like. Actually, really cool. Let's go and grab that a second, though. This one is really awesome. The pesticide planter. Look at that! So obviously, pesticides. You've got, you know, the toxic symbols on. I've been clowned on, lads. I've been clowned on. Outrageous. Anyway, right. Pesticide planter. Apparently, this is going to focus more on the neon berries and the bitter berries and stuff as a reward. So obviously, the different planters will give you certain things based off their theme. But the model for this one, very cool once again. I've been clowned on again. I'm leaving this field. This is too much clownery. And we've still got a few more to look at. So first up here, well, heat-treated planter. Whoa, that one looks cool. It's kind of got like a glowing effect on it. And this is the one that I think is going to be in the red HQ Elite Zone. It kind of makes sense with the theme, doesn't it? You know, one of each, red and blue, red and blue. This one is really, really nice. Very cool. Let's go and harvest that one up. I think this one might be one of my favorites, actually. The hydroponic planter. Look how cool that is. So it's see-through. It's kind of like glass. You've got like this glowing liquid at the bottom. It kind of reminds me of like a Roman amphora. Is that the word? I'm not very good at history, but I really like this one. I think out of all of them, to be honest, this one is probably my favorite. And to finish off nearly, this one here is the petal planter. Once again, a really cool model. I guess it's sort of based off all of the petal ones and, you know, the belt and all that kind of thing. Looks really, really nice, really fits with the theme. So maybe we'll get this one in the petal shop, which I think is what On It said. This will be exclusive to the shop over there. So this is going to be a relatively later game planter, and you're going to need those 35 bees in order to obtain this one. Wow. I kind of want to fill this one up, just to see what it gives us. Okie dokies, we're getting super close here to filling up this planter. I'm kind of just letting it do its thing. But what I wanted to show you whilst we're waiting is this guy. So this is the festive planter. Now this is a one-use planter, and just in case, by the way, I just checked, just to correct myself from earlier, the paper planter that we saw is also a one-use item. So I don't think it's a case if you can just buy like 100 of them and then just farm them over and over. I think it's going to be like an early game one-use thing, similar to the festive. But just to kind of show you guys what the festive one looks like, looks really, really cool, super Christmassy. It's kind of like a Christmas present with fairy lights on. And this is what this guy looks like as well. So yeah, just to kind of correct myself on earlier, we do have the paper planter, but I think it's only a one use. Oh, we're so close. Come on, 98%. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I kind of want to see what this one gives us. Here we go, and 3, 2, 1, 100%. Okay, let's harvest it up. Ooh. Okay, lots of stuff. Let's go and grab it all. Boom. Obviously, we've done this in the bamboo for some reason, so I think the rewards are somewhat going to be reflected from that. But we managed to get ourselves some royal jelly, some pineapples, 6 jelly beans, 12 field dice, woo, 5 tickets, a smooth dice, and a bunch of other stuff. 33 blueberries. Ooh. And we also got some... Did we get some honey and stuff? I'm not too sure. But you've got to remember, like, when we're harvesting these planters as well, not only are we getting the in-game rewards, we're also getting these boosts at the top. So we're getting our nectars. And then, of course, so for example, this one, Comforting Nectar, this is now a 24-hour boost. Let's just say I wanted to log off and play again tomorrow. I could go up to the 30 bee zone, I could use the nectar jar, and I could place my nectar inside, and that will keep it until the next time that I want to use it at a charge of 5 tickets, which we'll do in a second, actually. Oh, actually, yeah, we'll do it now, and I'll tell you for why. Because, if I remember correctly, up at the top field, we have the big boy planter, which is going to be the big boy planter. So this is the planter of plenty. And as you can see, the model for it is insane. It reminds me of the cups that you used to win in Crash Team Racing, which was like a Crash Bandicoot racing game on PlayStation 1. It kind of reminds me exactly of that. Even like the font looks pretty Crash Team Racing. But this one is the big boy. You can see here how massive our cabbage is. And there's a reason why it's the big boy, because on it here is said If I can find it, just 1 second. Yes, the Planter of Plenty will 100% cost 100 trillion honey. Something has to be absurdly ridiculous as a goal, and I think power levels will go up a lot. People in the test realm have already made over 100 trillion in a week. So yeah, this is going to be the big boy. Is this going to be the most expensive item in the game? 100 trillion honey to get this planter? I think it might be. Obviously, this one takes the longest to fill as well. Should we see what we get from it? What is that? Oh, it's a puff shroom. I thought it was some cashew nut or something. Ah, whoa, there's puff shrooms everywhere here. Oh, so do they? Oh, they do move fields, do they? Interesting. Yeah, as I mentioned, this is the first time that I've actually actively spawned a puff shroom in. So we're gonna have to. The problem is here with the coconut crab is that we really can't grab that much honey, just because, you know, all our bees are focusing on attacking. And we've only got 1 minute and 40 seconds. Look at this one. It's a rare puff shroom. Yo, okay, this one's pretty close to popping. What else did we get from the Planter of Plenty? Oh, it's already gone from my list. That's so annoying. But, you know, obviously, because it's like the #1 top planter, I imagine it's going to have the best rewards in it. Of course, it's going to take a lot longer to grow. So I think it was, what, base time 16 hours to grow that up to the full, like, 100% cabbage. So it's going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, what do you guys think about the new models? Do you guys like them? I think I really do. I like them a lot. They look awesome. Oh, okay, a couple more things before we finish. I think Honor added turpentine, yeah, into the crafting menu. Now, this is really expensive. So the crafting recipe currently for turpentine is 10 super smoothies, 10 caustic wax, 100 star jelly, and 1,000 honeysuckle. Now, I can't quite remember if I saved the message. Oh yeah, here. It says, the turpentine is expensive because 1, turpentine is essentially a copy of any Beequip. So it is as valuable as the theoretically most valuable max potential rare Beequip. Also, turpentine isn't something that you'll need for many things other than Beequips. So yeah, this is crazy expensive, don't get me wrong. But I'm guessing like you're only going to really want to use turpentine on like the very, very, very best Beequips. I do think this is slightly steep, to be honest. That's like a lot of star jelly. That's a lot of honeysuckles. It's a lot of even super smoothies, but that's what the recipe is right now, so we'll see how that goes. It's kind of expensive, though. And then the only other thing that I've got left to say in today's episode is to do with the packs. So obviously when Beesmas comes out, there's a bunch of brand new packs that come, which are the Robux packs. And as of right now, we're not 100% sure what those are going to be, but on it does say here that... Where is it? Yeah. I don't know what the packs will be. All I know is that one will probably have a buoyant bee in it, and the other one will have a precise bee. So I imagine there's going to be 2 different packs, minimum. One of them is going to have the buoyant bee, I'd imagine like balloons and some of the blue-themed items, and then the other one is going to have the precise bee in with the red items. Now, of course, you can still get the buoyant bee and the precise bee without buying those packs. They're going to be in the mythic egg pool like all of the other ones. They're not an event bee. You will not have to just pay Robux for them. You'll be able to earn them in-game for free just by getting mythic eggs or royal jelly or all that kind of stuff, and you'll be able to get those bees as well. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that is about it for this episode. It's a little bit later for me, so I'll try and get this video out as soon as possible. But we do have the brand new planters, we've got some new crafting recipes, and we've got some news on where all of these planters are going to be. And it's now the 22nd of December. Beesmas is nearly upon us. It's going to be a good time. So until next time, thanks, and see ya!